2003, Mahindra had just launched the Scorpio, and it had just one true rival, the Safari. Both competed against each other for years like true rivals until one decided it needed a journey of reinvention.
It is 2024 and both of them have had a letter from school. A school they both shared. A school they made memories at. It is time then. They've been around for 20 years. And in fact, 20 years ago, if you would pick up a magazine like, say, Zig Wheels or Auto India, both of which I have worked at, these two, the predecessors of these two, would have a big cover page, blockbuster comparison test. A big one.
Both came from humble beginnings and both were a huge deal for Mahindra and Tata, a true landmark Indian automotive event. And both in the past have had more commonality than you may think.
Do you remember at one point of time when the predecessors of both of these cars had a 2.2-litre engine? Did you know that both of those engines were developed by the same exact company, AVL in Austria?
In fact, urban engineering legend tells us that they are kind of similar, with the big exception of one running a timing chain and one running a timing belt.
In fact, urban legend also tells us that one of the heads of these two automakers reached out to the other head of the other automaker and suggested that they co-develop the engine together to save on cost. That was shot down pretty quickly though.
But all of that is in the past. Let's look at the now.
The Scorpio is still old school. Chassis, body, rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, diesel or a petrol, manual or an automatic. He basically does everything rather well and he sort of still looks about the same. He has aged really well though. Almost like Milind Soban.
The Scorpio then is your sanskari family man, true to its roots.
The Safari was sort of similar for a while. He stayed true to his homegrown roots, but then he decided to go abroad to B-school. He got himself a fancy degree. He met new people. He experienced new cultures. He learned from his foreign friends and he brought everything back home. Now, he does things the way he likes them. And he really likes looking dapper. This is Ranveer Singh.
But a school reunion is a chance to show off a little. A chance to prove to your school friends that,
well, as narcissistic as it sounds, that you are better than them. And the one way to tell everybody that you were better at them in school, well, it's this, the 100-meter sprint, and one that people have used on their classmates for eons. Because, let's face it, getting first grade in school, that was okay. But getting a gold medal on sports day, that was baller.
On dirt, dust and tarmac, these SUVs will perform the best only if their engines are given the best. That's why we recommend Castrol Magnetec SUV with heavy load protection.
Why they wanna move like that? Why you want?
This fully synthetic engine oil having the latest API specs is ready for all engines, including the latest BS6 SUVs out there, ensuring non-stop protection from every start.
Now I'm moving. I gotta do what I do. I'm really
A friendly duel and a friendly winner. After all those rivalries that were bitter in high school, 20 years down the line, they don't really mean anything, do they?
Well, what if they did?
What if, say, you wanted to make a point about all the things you have?
from me, all the energy extra. You don't wanna see me with the hitters.
I'm sure that the Safari would start with how he looks cooler, how he looks more modern, how he looks more global, how he has and can hold a candle in any conversation, from the boardroom to the dance floor, from a glamorous movie premiere to a family dinner.
He's probably going to talk about how he's at the cutting edge of everything, how he is popular on a small screen, how he is also a bit of an influencer, but how he always keeps everyone safe.
Why you wanna move like that? Why you want gone? I rep my.
And while everyone is in awe of him, the Scorpio confidently strolls into the conversation. He has nothing to lose and he has nothing to prove. He's got his own charm. He's got his own admirers.
One crime, one bang more than one.
He was a popular kid in school and he didn't have to make a point about it. That said, he still can keep everybody safe.
Most of these MCs fear me.
He has a sizable footprint, and of course, he has presence.
Show no clowns here, that's not me fam, that's not allowed here.
Both do, but which one does it more?
Like that. Why you play hard? I rep my.
Now that is something I'll let all of you decide in the comments below.
Never knew you like that. I rep my.
Just look at these two together, kings of the road. Apart and against, they both lose out against each other, but together, as a pair, if this is what the Indian auto industry has to showcase, I mean, that is a proud moment for all of us.
Now this is where an older comparison test would have told you how they are both great to drive in their own way.
But we already know that. They drive great, different, but great.
This is your commander, get ready to rap. The mic is a weapon.
More mature, modern, comfortable, and yet precise. Grounded, solid, indestructible, yet reassuring.
But there is still one last friendly banter these two need to do. One last friendly competition for one last set of friendly bragging rights. To be honest, this whole video was just an excuse to do this.
Safari might have won the drag race and the Scorpio might have won this contest, but at the end of it all, the real winners?
Us, you, me, all of us Indians, because if we aren't proud of these two, then I'll leave you at that.